Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha, and I'm coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, you're in the right place. If you have been through the trauma of being cheated on, you have been through that infidelity beast, and it's not the way everybody said it would be. Everybody said that you were just going to go ahead and leave, and it was never going to work out, and dang, I paused my video over on Instagram, but it is not that way. You absolutely can be with the person that you want after infidelity. It does not matter what other people are saying. It does not matter what their opinions are at all. They should mind the business that pays them and let you go ahead and live your life. You have found love with somebody, and even though they have hurt you this bad, that hurt has let you know exactly how much you care about them, exactly how much you love them, and you don't have to let them go if you don't want to. Hey there, Dinah. Hey there, Sassy Money. I see y'all over there on Instagram. Hello, hello. Let me make sure I can see everything on Facebook. Oh, if you've never been to one of my lives or you haven't done this before, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and allow them to see your name so I can see it on my screen, okay? All right, let me make sure. Come on back up now. All right, so I am here and I am here to answer all your questions and talk to you about doing the thing that you are doing. Hi, Chelsea. Glad that you made it. Hello, hello. Mindy, you made it. I'm glad that you're here, girl. Glad you made it. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about getting past this whole thing, getting past infidelity, getting healed. A lot of people feel like, oh, he did this, so he should be the person to fix me. And I'm trying to, it doesn't work. If it worked, I'd say do it, but it doesn't. It will just leave you sitting here stuck and hurting for even longer. You got to start doing the actions of healing. You got to start doing that, or else you won't heal. All right, and you can absolutely do it. I know those actions. Listen to what I'm saying, and I will give you good clues about how to go forward and perform the actions of healing, so you can get off the hurting path onto the healing path. Get back in with your honey. Be happy. All right. So, the first thing we always start off with, you know what, even before that, let me just say we are having a challenge this upcoming week, Monday the 20th. We are having the very first ever Tricky Triggers challenge. You know, if you've been with me for a minute, you've done a challenge with me, but I haven't done one in like a year, almost a year now. And I'm excited. This is a brand new thing. This is all about the triggers, okay? The whole time. 5 days worth of working on the triggers, identifying the triggers, figuring out the things that you're going to do to be able to contain the triggers, the things that you need to do to face up to the triggers. We are going to be working on the triggers. All right. So let me just say, you need to sign up for my challenge because when I do a challenge, I like prizes. My love language is getting gifts. Okay. And I love to give you gifts. So if you participate in my guess what? If you are participating, have a chance to win prizes in the Tricky Triggers Challenge. So what I want you to do is take this little link right here. Let me put it in. I'm putting it in Facebook. It's going to be I be in my link tree, but go and do the challenge. Go ahead and get in. I'm excited about it. I feel good about it. I feel like it's going to be fun. It's going to be educational. You're going to learn some things that you didn't know about the triggers and learn how to handle the triggers. So I need you all to be there for me on that, okay? All right, let me put this in the comments. It's down here in the comments on Facebook, and I'll put the link in my link tree in just a little bit. But I want you to come join me. I do challenges, and you need to sign up so that you're signed up for the challenge so that you can get registered for prizes. Okay, so Whether you work with me already or you don't, whether you've never seen this thing before from me before or you don't, go ahead and sign up. All I need is your email and your first name, and I will send you emails about it like first thing in the morning on Monday to let you know, hey, we're getting ready to get started. I won't be spamming you or anything. All right. Well, if a link tree will come up, I'll put it in there too. But okay, so now, all right, now we talked about that first. I want you to sign up for the challenge, but we're going to go on about and do the normal things that we do. Things that you can start to do right now every single solitary day that is going to help you start to process and deal with this trauma. You are going through a trauma. Somebody that you love cheated on you. They hurt you very badly. And that's completely understandable that you would be going through trauma right now. You've had a terrible, terrible thing happen to you. But that doesn't mean that you have to stay stuck in that terrible, terrible place. I want to start teaching you about things that you can do all on your own without waiting for your honey to fix it, without waiting for him to join you, without waiting for him to try and do the thing that will make you feel better. You don't have to wait for any of that. You, all by yourself, can start to feel better, all right? So the first thing that we're going to do is do our deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you talk to me, I'm going to tell you about doing your deep breathing. If you work with me, if you're one of my one-on-one clients, I'm going to send you messages every doggone day, 5 times a day to do your deep breathing. So do your deep breathing. It is important for the management of trauma. When you have been going through a trauma, one of the first things that changes is the way you breathe. If you start to sip the air in and never actually blow it all out. So that raises your carbon dioxide level, makes it harder for you to get extra oxygen into your blood, which makes you kind of dumb because if you don't have enough oxygen going to your brain, guess what? You're a little stupider than you normally are. So you got this terrible disadvantage if you are breathing that way. But when you slow it down, do your deep breathing 5 times in a row, you tell your brain, hey, I am safe. I do not need the fight or flight response. I don't need the change up of the breathing. I don't need any of that. It is fine. I am okay. All right. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. You can pick any pattern you like. There's a whole bunch of them, but you pick any one that you want to do and do it. As long as you're doing it, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're actually doing it, and you're going to start to feel better. All right. I have a difficult time with the form. People have been able to sign up for it so far, but let me know if you got difficulty with it. Let me know. I had a little trouble getting it up. For some reason, it wouldn't I don't know, it wouldn't do the thing. But I got it up, and people have signed up so far. So let me know, Mindy, if it doesn't act right. All right, so we're gonna do 4-7-8 breathing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna blow out that releases some of that carbon dioxide that's been building up in your lungs while you're basically just sipping the air. And then you're going to inhale for a count of 4, usually through your nose, but sinuses, allergies, you might not be able to do that. It's fine to breathe through your mouth. In for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out for a count of 8. It is important to just go ahead and keep doing it. If you can't do it real well the first time, you can't blow out that whole amount of time, don't you worry about that. You just keep doing it. You will catch on. 3rd time, 4th time at the worst, you'll have it, okay? Don't feel discouraged if you smoke and you can't hold your breath that long, all right? All righty. So we're going to do our deep breathing. You're going to blow out. Make that noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seven, and eight. Beautiful, lovely, darling. How do you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? Don't you feel like your brain gets a little clearer? It helps. It helps all through your entire body dealing with that fight or flight response, that anxiety response that is provoked by you dealing with this trauma. It helps all the time. Deep breathing always, it just does. So if you are doing this on a consistent basis 5 times a day, this is going to start to help you. You're going to start to calm yourself. You're going to start to feel more centered. You're going to start to be able to have some more clearer thoughts than the ones that are just screaming at you about the trauma. You will be able to change how you react. Okay? Do your deep breathing. Angela, hello. Glad to see you, Angela. Oh, that's our moderator right there. Angela is on it in the groups. It's so helpful. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is going to be do your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? Have you sat down with your journal, opened that bad boy up, and wrote down your feelings? Have you done that recently? I need you to do it. You haven't done that. Doesn't matter what kind of journal you got. Let's see. I've got the lovely fuzzy dolphin here. I've got, what else I got? I've got, oh, this one looks like a watermelon. Good vibes. I've got all sorts of journals. I love journals. I love stationery. But sit down with it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's just a notebook. This came from the Dollar Tree. Whatever it is, sit down and write for about 5 minutes, first thing in the morning, when you first wake up, and then before you go to bed. You're going to help yourself in a couple of different ways. First thing is first, if you sit down when you first wake up in the morning, when your brain is new, when it's stretching, when it's opening itself up, that is a time where your brain is more receptive to ideas. Same as when you're about to go to sleep. So if you tell your brain first thing in the morning, okay, we're going to do our journaling. We're going to drink a glass of water. We're going to do our journaling for 5 minutes. And then we are going to have a fantabulous day. It is going to be an excellent day. I'm going to recognize triggers. I'm going to be dodging them. I'm going to be on my game today. You hear me, brain? That's what we are doing. Just sitting down, writing that down in your journal, intentions upon what you want to do, it implants it in your brain and it starts to direct you in that way instead of down the, oh, everything's so horrible. I'm still hurting so bad. And why won't this go away? It's because you're not directing your brain. All right. So sit down with your journal 5 minutes in the morning and do that. And then 5 minutes before you go to bed, unload all that crap that was in your brain all day. Sit there, write it down real quick, jot down notes about it, and let it go so then you can get a good night's sleep. And you can actually rest. You're not going to have nightmares. You're not going to be stressed all out about the things that were happening during the day. And then you can get some sleep. Okay? So do your journaling. It's important. You should do it. Let's see. The third thing is to be grateful. I want you to cultivate a practice of being grateful, of being thankful for things. Goodness. Be thankful. Be grateful for every little thing. Every little thing. It is very hard to stay in a negative frame of mind when you are constantly looking about you and looking at all the miracles that have unfolded in your life. The fact that we have freaking cell phones, that is a miracle. Be grateful, okay? Hey there, Selena. I see you over there on Instagram. Hey, girl. I I mean, all of it. Look at this. The setup that I have, I'm able to reach the world with a light, two cameras, and a laptop. Dude, we live in an amazing time. There are so many things that you could be thankful for. And just because you're having trauma doesn't mean that those things aren't real. You got to accept the reality that, yes, indeed, this bad thing happened. However, I have wonderful things to be appreciative of, to be happy about. So this one thing is not dragging me down and causing me to feel like I don't have anything good in my life. Okay? So I need you Thirsty Thursdays. I need that. Every week I post Thirsty Thursday, and I want to hear about the good stuff that is happening in your life. Selena, I saw your picture with your honey. I just like that. I just get your heart on that on Facebook. Y'all look so cute together. But all sorts of good stuff is happening. So remember to say that. On Thursday, that's what I do is post, hey, what good thing happened to you this week? I want to hear about it. I want to share that joy with you. And then I'm going to always post it up here so that everybody can share in that joy, okay? Good things do happen, all right? So he said, this is so fun. It looked like you were having fun. It did. You know how sometimes in pictures you can tell that people are a little tense. And I was looking at your picture. I was like, oh, okay, I don't see any of the signs that this is a tense interaction. She looks like she's actually having fun. So Thursday for you, right? You went out with your honey and had an excellent time. And you got back in time to come to the Feeling Hour Live. You're having an excellent day, Selena. It was beautiful. All right, so let's see. Thursday, Lou. You know, Lou is always going to give me some good stuff. Lou said, I have been getting ready since the beginning of the year for my backpacking trip this year. And every time I finish challenging training, I fall in love with myself again. I feel so empowered and beautiful, seeing not only my body, but the transformation of my soul and thoughts has led me to a happier life. Cheers, believers. Oh, I love all of that. Ooh, it makes me feel all warm and squishy inside. I love that, Lou. You gotta have your life. This stuff happens, yes. But you sitting there and staring at him is not gonna prevent you from ever getting married again. You gotta live your life. You gotta be doing things that make you an interesting person, that lets your light shine. When you're feeling like that, you light up a room. You are showing him this beautiful, radiant creature that he fell in love with. He is going to make damn sure he does not mess that up again. As you're doing these things, as you're going on, as you're challenging yourself, as you put, okay, yeah, our relationship, we're going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and tend to my life a little bit too. That is a beautiful thing. It shows trust. It shows that, okay, in spite of what you have done wrong, I'm not going to stop my whole life. I'm not going to be all codependent. I'm not going to be hanging on your every word over your shoulder every time you're on the phone. I got stuff going on in my life too. And that is super attractive. Okay. It is just super attractive. When you got stuff going on, they can't help but look at you. All right. My husband, when I was writing my book, I wrote the wifey handbook. It's on Amazon, by the way. I never really talk about that. But my first book was the wifey handbook. That was generally about like relationship stuff. And I could not get my husband to leave me the hell alone while I was writing that book. I'm about to start writing another one. I'm about to start writing about this. And I've warned him already. I'm like, okay, look, you're not going to have my attention as much. I'm going to be focused. I'm going to be looking at the book. He was like, I don't care. As long as you give me attention when I want it, it's fine. But he's always going to ask for more attention when I'm deeply like typing and like getting carried away in the process. Then is when he wants to talk to me. So it's always a good thing to be doing your own thing. And it makes you super attractive. So he's going to want to be in your face all the time. Win-win. It's a beautiful thing. All right, see. Mindy. Mindy said, I have a difficult time from time to time being really mean to my husband. I've said some nasty things. Any tricks for avoiding this? Absolutely yes. But hold on one second. Let me do the last thing. The very last thing is doing a different type of question. You want to ask a whole bunch of questions after this infidelity. You want to find out a whole bunch of information. Don't. Okay? I don't want you to do that. Don't do that to yourself. You don't need that information. Your brain is trying to trick you. Your brain says, "Ooh, if I have all this information, then we'll forgive and move on." It is not doing it for that. It is doing it just so it can remember the awful things that he says, so that later on when you're trying to forgive, it makes it harder. So this is a better way of going about satisfying that need to ask questions without it being about the affair, telling you things that are going to hurt you. This is the and. You can see, I know the light is a little off. The and. This is the healing edition. This is available on Amazon. I think it's $30 on Amazon. Excellent game for you to play. If you want to ask some questions, if you're feeling like, okay, I need to get that urge under control, these are much better questions to ask. All right. So let me give you a couple of these. First of all, is where's your attention going to these days that I may not be aware of? That might be one of those ones that might be a little testy. Where's your attention going to these days that I might not be aware of? And can you see it over here? Where attention going to that might not be aware of. A little testy question. You can skip questions though. You can look each other into your eyes deeply for about 10 seconds and say pass if it's one of those questions you think that, oh, that might start a fight. This one says, what stops you from being completely transparent with me? Ooh boy, you might want to know that. You might want to know what is stopping him from feeling like he can go ahead and just be completely transparent. Because everybody says that that's so important. But why aren't you doing that? There is a disconnect there. There is something wrong in that scheme that is going wrong. So ask your money. What you feel like is making it harder for you to be transparent with me? And what do you think I really need to hear these days? Ooh, boy, that might be some advice you don't want, but it's a good question, right? What do you think I really need to hear these days? All right. So, excellent questions. Those are much better questions than what positions did you have sex in? And did you tell her that you loved her? We don't need to know that stuff. It's inappropriate for you to even ask it. You don't need those images in your head. You don't need that. Why would you need such a thing? You've already been traumatized by this quite enough. You do not need to continue the traumatization by asking those questions. Let's ask some more positive ones. All right? All right. Now, Mindy, I am ready. Answer another question. We gotta go through that basic stuff because I want you to be doing the basics. Everybody tries to get so deeply into the healing, trying to figure out how do I forgive, how do I do this, that, and the third. But the thing is, trauma is handled just about the same way with everybody. There's a physical component, there's that emotional component, getting those emotions under control. If you can figure out the physical stuff, like your breathing, if you can figure out some of the emotional stuff using your journaling, using your questions, using your gratitude, you are going to start to feel better. All right. All right. So, Mindy, you say you have a difficult time. You say really mean things to him every now and then. I'm going to tell you that you know when you're about to say a mean thing, don't you? Tell me how it feels. Everybody, listen, when you're about to say a mean thing, feel it? Don't you feel it rising up in here? It feels like hot lava. You're like, ooh, yeah, really good girl. You're like, I should say this. And by the time it gets about right here, you can't even stop it. You've got to start to recognize that feeling. You've got to start to recognize that devious, ooh, I'm really going to get him. He's really going to be sorry when he hears me say that feeling. Okay, it is a physical thing. Your body starts to sense that you're going to do this before you even consciously understand that you're about to say something horrible. So it is starting to respond. So when your body is starting to respond in that way, when you feel that burning, it's starting a little lower. If you can catch it a little lower the next time, a little bit lower the next time, you can catch it before it pops up out of your mouth and you say something that is really awful and you act like the villain in your story, right? You say you're absolutely, I want to punish him. I know. And it's like, the thing is, I want you to be the hero of this story. I don't want you to be a villain. I want you to be thinking about what the hero would do. Would the hero be lashing out and trying very hard to hurt their partner? No. The hero knows that things have gone wrong. There's some magic afoot. There were some things that did not go where they were supposed to go. But the hero is humble and forgiving and loving and morally sound too. You can't just say any old thing you want to your mate and then keep the moral high ground. You're being a jerk just like you think they're being a jerk. So don't let yourself be doing that and then keep acting like, oh, I'm so much better than you. It doesn't work that way. If you want to say that you are so much better than them, that you are so much more understanding, that you are so much better a partner, right now is the time to show. Right now, to you, this entire recognize like I'm bitching. Yes, I am choosing bitch. That's what I'm choosing to do to my mate. And if they say that I'm being a bitch, then I'm wrong. Then they're wrong for that, for saying it to me. But I know that's what it is. The zingers, right, Selena? You're like, yep, I'm gonna fling this right at his head, and he is gonna have to duck if he doesn't want to get hit. And that is not being a positive, loving partner. Like, you want to keep the moral high ground. You want to say that you're so much better. Okay, you can't be acting a fool. You can't be telling people awful things and beating up on them emotionally and being verbally abusive and keep the high ground. It doesn't work. If you consider him cheating to be abusive, you be verbally abusive as being abusive. Now everybody's abusive. No, we can't do that. We got to do better than that. We got to be the hero. We can't just be the villain in the story because we got hurt. All right? That makes sense? Let me know, Mindy. Let me know, Selena. Yeah. And let me know if that makes sense to you. Because it's hard. I know it is. Because I am excellent with words. If you all have talked to me, you know when I say the words sound so good, right? I can do that in reverse. Okay. You all have talked to me and I can make you feel really good after a conversation. Oh, I can ruin you after a conversation. I know that about myself, so I keep those words in check. Okay. I don't go off and do that. I don't say those things because I know that stirring up in here. I'm like, oh, I'm about to use my superpower against somebody. That's not nice. And I stop myself. So I don't want you to do that either. That makes sense to you, Selena? Great, great. All right, let's see. Chrissy said, my marriage counselor that most of him doesn't want to work on a marriage anymore. He wants social media back and online gambling and talking to other women because those things make him happy. Last night I told my husband he's sleeping in another room. He was so mad at me. He downloaded the social media things this morning, me on FB, but didn't block me. We are 1 year out from D-Day. How am I supposed to handle this? His phone is a trigger for me. I feel like he just gave up. Yeah, he would if he's doing the things and you're still not happy. Yes, he would give up. Wouldn't you? If you're doing the things, you're giving up the fun stuff that you like to do for your mate, and your mate is still punishing you, still upset with you, still going to marriage counseling, talking shit about you. Yeah, you would give up, right? So try and understand it from that point of view. I think he's a grown man. I do not believe in taking away social media from people. I think that you have to learn how to be on social media and be appropriate. Just taking it away like you're a child, that changes the dynamic of the relationship and messes you up. Now you're being his mom or his warden. Either way, that's not sexy, okay? That's not attractive. That's not going to make either one of you happy. Has that worked to make you happy? Hasn't worked yet, right? The thing about triggers is you can't run from them. You can't say, oh, I'm triggered by you being on social media, so you should not be on social media. That doesn't work. You have seen. It does not work, right? If it worked, I'd say do it, but it's not working. You are telling him, okay, you can't be up here and I'm still going to be unhappy with you, even though you're giving up things, even though you're trying to do what I'm asking you to do, I'm still not going to be happy with you. So let's try to be happy together. Let's try to work on that. Stop talking about all of the pain. Let's talk about the good stuff in our relationship and tell him to come back to your room. Never, ever put your husband out of your room. I feel like that is a hard line for me. I'm not going to tell him to sleep elsewhere. There have been times where he has slept elsewhere, but I'm not going to tell him to. I'm going to put him out of our bed. That's what he's supposed to be. I don't want him going to other beds, so I can't kick him out of the bed he's supposed to be in, if that makes sense to you. But he downloaded it. He didn't block you, so you can see what he's doing. Online gambling, I understand that may be an issue if that's a money issue. If that is an issue where he can't keep himself under control enough, I get that. But as far as social media, you're going to have to be able to trust him with a phone. You're going to have to be able to trust him online. That's where everything is now. That's where we are right now. We're on Facebook right this second. So you're gonna have to be able to trust him with that. You're gonna have to get a little desensitized to it. Gonna have to breathe through it when you see him be on his phone, and get to the place where he doesn't feel like it's all this work and no reward. That's what the problem is. So many of them say that I don't want to work on the marriage anymore. We always say that. We're like, oh, we need to be working on the marriage, but then that is saying that the marriage is so much trouble that it's all work. We can't enjoy each other at all. We can't have any fun. It's all about this cheating from now until forever, until I decide to get over it. And you just have to suffer through that until I feel like it's okay for us to move on. And which most women don't feel like that. Unless you actually work on the healing, you're not just going to suddenly wake up one day and feel like you're getting past it. So I want you to maybe chill. Maybe let that go. Let him go ahead and be online. If there is an issue with the gambling, I understand that. Okay, we can work on getting some help for that. But release that. Say, okay, all right, yeah, you're right. We need to have a little bit more fun. We need to have a little less serious talking and a little bit more cuddling, a little bit more watching Netflix and hanging out and going on dates. We need to have a little bit more fun instead of a whole bunch of, oh, you need to fix this. You hurt me so bad. Does that make sense, Steve Chrissy? Let's see. He took it away from himself, said he couldn't control himself. Well, okay, all right. Well, he's feeling like he can control himself now. Yeah, he's back on it. Believe in him. He's feeling like he can do it. He can handle it. If the gambling thing gets out of control and he starts spending money, though, okay, I understand that costs you something. I get that. But just being on social media, he's a grown man. He should be able to be on social media without being stupid. He should be able to do that, and he needs to work on that. He needs to actually be there to do it. He's got to practice not doing stupid things online in order to not do stupid things online. Everything requires practice. That makes sense? But have a little bit more fun with it. Enjoy yourself. Let's see. Angela said, any tips for being away from a husband 5 nights a week for 6 weeks? Oh, I know that sucks. During the day, I will be busy with working out and in classes all day, but the evenings are going to be hard thinking about where he's at, who he's talking to. You're probably going to be talking a lot, though. You're going to be texting with each other. Just keep in contact. Don't make it be that he has to answer every single call right then, or else you're going to be mad. Try and make it so, okay, there are going to be sometimes he's going to miss a call. Sometimes he's not in a place where he's going to be talkative right that second. That's okay. It's all right. We are still connecting. We still love each other. He's not doing anything wrong just because of that. Make it be like a specific time that you all check in with each other throughout the day. After you get finished with your classes and the working out part in the beginning, okay, hey, that's all over with for today. I'm getting ready to go get some dinner. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes. Get that routine going in the weeks that you're gone, so that it will help you to still feel connected. And then it's like you're not wondering where he is. You talk to him. So we're going to meet halfway to eat 1 night a week. Oh, that's super sweet. Well, make sure that is a really good night. Don't let that be a night where you got the ick on you and you want to be mean. Okay, make sure that that's a good night. That is a night where you're great company. You're enjoying being with him. You're taking your time. You're breathing. You're having good times on that 1 night a week that you can see each other. That's so sweet that you're gonna meet halfway just to have dinner together. I know it's so hard when you have to do stuff like that, but it's only 6 weeks. It's a month and a half. It will not be as long as you think it will be. It will fly by, and then all of a sudden you'll be back together again. All right. Let's see. Chelsea said, is my husband watching porn considered cheating? It doesn't make me feel great when he watches it, and I don't know why he does, honestly. I can't even take a nap without him looking at it. I don't consider watching porn cheating. I don't feel like there is not another person. This is watching something on a video that is all in my imagination. I cannot reach out to this person. I can't call them. I can't DM them. I can't even put anything into the regular porn. It's just video, so it's like you can't even like request anything. That I don't feel like that's cheating. I feel like if you're an adult, you can watch pornography. It is available for you to be able to watch. If you're a grown up, you can be able to watch it. I'm not. My question is, why doesn't it make you feel great when he watches it? What does that have to do with your feelings? Why does that have to do with you? Why is it making you feel bad inside yourself that he's just watching porn? A lot of the time, men are very much visual, very, very visual creatures, and to masturbate is a whole lot quicker and probably way more fun for them than actually going through the entire thing of sex. Like with us, they gotta warm us up. They're ready to go already. He's ready. He can watch porn for like 5 minutes and he can be done, right? If you all are having sex, then it is all about a mutual shared experience. When you are masturbating, that is self care. That is all about you pleasing yourself. And I don't think that that's a bad thing to do. I think you should be familiar with your body. I think that you should be able to know what pleasures you. And the only way to know that is to touch yourself, is to be able to like get in contact with your body a little bit. And so porn is just an imagination stoker, something you can watch a little bit of, get some of the, honestly, men see women in like body parts. They don't actually see a whole woman. They see the pieces. So he's got the right pieces going on in his head, and it just makes him feel better. A lot of the time they will use masturbation to go to sleep, to relax. If they're tense and they've been stressed out, that will help to make something last longer for sex. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with like a grown person who has their own agency, who's not being forced to watch it, to be able to watch it. I feel like you should be able to do that. I watch porn, and I will watch it with my husband, but like I used to get a little tense about him masturbating because I was like, well, you're not with me. You're not trying to have sex with me. But I also know that it's healthcare. I know that being able to touch yourself, that is your right inside your own body. So I can't be mad at him for being in contact with his own body, just like he can't be mad at me for being in contact with mine. So I feel like, eh, it's not cheating. I don't feel like it's actually cheating. It's just the fact that it is an imagination. All right. Let me see. He said, I think it makes me feel like he's just lusting after other women and that I'm not enough for him. I'm always available for sex and just he doesn't masturbate most of the time when he watches it. He just likes watching it. Yeah. Even if he just likes, it's not even lusting. They like to look. Their brains are very centered on, our brains are very centered on what we hear. We are very centered on words, on tone and inflection. That's what our brains are focused on. Their brains are focused on sight, on the things that stimulate them visually. You just sitting there liking it and watching it. He's not even masturbating. He's just like, oh, I like watching this. It's fun for me to watch. That doesn't mean that he doesn't feel like you are enough for him sexually. You can enjoy watching porn without it being about your mate at all. You're taking that to be personal. You're taking that to be oh, that's a rejection of me. And it's not. Just because he wants to watch porn, you see he's not even masturbating every time. So it's not about the sex. That's not what he's doing. He is looking because it stimulates his brain. He likes to look. It's not about, oh, I want to have sex right now. Those are two separate things. And I think I used to get that confused too. I used to be like, if you want sex, then you can just have sex with me. And he was like, I don't want to have sex. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to rub one out real quick and go to sleep. That's what I was trying to do. Or, just sitting there, just entertaining himself, watching a little bit of porn. I feel like, we all watch what we like. We watch Netflix. Some of us, like, I watch crime dramas. My husband's not into that. So yours could watch porn and you're just not into watching it like that, but he's interested in it. Does that make sense? I understand feeling like it's cheating. I get that feeling, but you're assuming that even if he does want to masturbate, then that means that he's rejecting you for sex. And sometimes, you just yourself. You want to go ahead and get to it. That's a great way to fall asleep at night. So yeah, I don't think that it's about you. Don't assume that. Because then if you keep assuming that everything that he does is about you, that becomes really codependent. You keep thinking that, well, because all of his moods affect you. So you're like, oh, well, I must be affecting him the same way. And it's not necessarily that way. All right. All right. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, I thought I had another one up there. That was Angela saying they're going to meet. All right. All right. That's fabulous. Good stuff. Any questions? Anybody else? You say crime drama, so we went, girl, I'm like, oh, Mr. Ballin. I've been listening to that podcast. I listened to the whole podcast. Him telling stories that's strange, dark, and mysterious. It's been a couple of them happened here in Virginia. I was like, oh, we made it to the podcast. Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, I love all that stuff. I love to hear a story. I love stories. Before I was ever anything, I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to tell stories. So, I love a story. I love words. And so listening to the crime dramas and how the case built up, and from the very beginning, I'm like, oh, I know who did it. I know exactly who did it. Yep, I can tell. And I love at the end of it, it'll be like, I knew it. I knew I was right. Oh, let's see. Come on with the questions. Let me know if you got anything you want to talk about, anything that is burning in your brain right now. I am here for you. And don't forget, sign up for my Tricky Triggers challenge. The Tricky Triggers now. We are doing that. I just put it up on my link tree too. So it's up there. It's up here on Facebook. Go sign up. Go do that. You want to do this with me. You want to do a challenge with me because I'm fun. Okay. All week long. It's like 15, 20 minutes. And I made it be 1 p.m. this time because I was doing them at 9 a.m. before, but that was a little too early for a lot of people. So I changed it to 1. So like on the West Coast, you all can come to it and it's not super early in the morning. And, people who are in different areas of the country, it's not in the middle of the night for them. So I want you to come join me for Tricky Triggers. We're going to talk about these triggers. We're going to get them under control. We can do this. We can do this. All right. Let's see. I know there were some questions that I wanted to answer. Let's see. Oh, was that? Nope, that's that one. Okay. I got a question. This was like 5 hours ago from Laura in the group. She said, those that stayed, how did you make it work? Are things permanently different? Can it even work? My head is all over. And Laura, yes. Hold on. Let me say to Laura right now, I'm answering your question right now. Right now in the live. All right. I'll tell you right now your answer to this question. It absolutely can go better. It can be good. It can be happy. It could be better than you've ever imagined it could be. Um, the relationship that we have now, it was always a good relationship, but it got better and better and better. The more I healed, the more he healed, because it, whatever makes you think that it's a good idea to cheat on your mate is something that hurts. That you don't get that from being in a good place. So he had to heal too. I had to heal, but the more we healed, the better and better it got. All right. There is no pain anymore. I can talk to you about every single solitary thing that happened. I can't remember all of them right now, but I can talk to you about it. And that place in my chest that used to seize up every single time I talked about it or even thought about it, that place is gone. It's not there anymore. It's not hurting. It's not aching. It's not feeling like it's going to swallow me. How do you make it work? You decide that this is still the person that you love and you treat them like this is the person that you love. The fear and the pain will keep on telling you that you should not do that. And the fear and the pain are wrong. Those things, if you keep on acting like this is your enemy, you become the villain of the story. You're going to be bitchy and mean and cruel and vengeful, and you're not going to be worthy of that happily ever after that you have deserved all this time, because you have changed up, you become a different person, you become the villain in the story. You're telling yourself, people will feel justified in doing hurtful things, saying hurtful things to their mate because they're in pain themselves. And that's an understandable reaction, but you are still in control of that. If you make that choice, you are showing that this is not a person that you value. This is a person that you want to hurt. This is not a person that you want to open yourself up to in love. And so your brain takes that for granted and it says, okay, well, shut down. And you never can get that closeness back. So things are permanently different, but that's not a bad thing. You're asking, are things permanently different? Absolutely, but that's not bad. If it was good before, it's going to keep on improving as you heal, and you're going to be like, damn, it is different, but it's so much better. It's not bad that it has changed. And you're in a relationship, especially if you're trying to stay in this relationship for the rest of your life, it's going to be different. Okay. There are different stages that you get into. Right now, we have teenage kids. We went through the whole having babies and toddlers together and not having enough time and not having enough intimacy because there's always a baby running around or a toddler in your face trying to ask you something. Now we got teenagers, they don't care about us most of the time, so we can get it on whenever we feel like it. There's going to be the phase where our kids grow up and they get their own families, and then we're going to have the phase where we're having grandchildren, and then there's going to be the phase where we're retiring together. So it's supposed to be different, okay? It's supposed to continuously be going on and getting better, and you're experiencing life together and growing and loving on each other. All right. So yes, it can work. It absolutely can, Laura. It absolutely can work. And the whole determining factor of if it's going to work is if you decide that that's what you want. That's the first step. And it's the first step for a reason. It is important that you make the decision about what you want your life to be. And if you make that decision and you stick with the decisions along the way that are in alignment with that goal, you'll be happy. It will work. It will work. So go ahead and go for it. Go ahead and open yourself up to your honey again. Love, let go of the pain, let go of the anger. Stop hanging back in this past events and go ahead and live your life and go forward with him. He's somebody that you even, the fact that you didn't just walk out in the first, and this is somebody that you felt strongly enough about that they hurt you this badly, and you're still sitting there like, maybe we could work it out. That's a damn sign, okay? You're right. You're not wrong about that. If your first inclination wasn't, oh, thank God, I can end this relationship now. If it is, damn, he really must be somebody not want to leave this relationship. You know what the answer is, and it's okay that that's your answer. It's all right that you feel like that about your person. There's nobody. I know people will try and tell you that it's wrong, but those people are going to be miserable and they're going to be alone, and you are going to have your honey. So listen with a grain of salt. Let's see. Mindy, you say, I struggle with my marriage always being tempted by infidelity. Makes me so sad. That is just one of those things that your brain tells you to try and make you stay in that, oh, I've been hurt, I'm so wounded place. You say, oh, it's tempted by this, and it will never be the same again. Okay, like we said, it wasn't supposed to be the same forever. Okay, it wasn't supposed to be that. And the fact that you are going through a negative time together, that is what you vowed to do in the first place. Just because you're going through it doesn't mean that there's something wrong. You intended, you knew when you stood up in front of God and everybody, you put your hands together and you said, through sickness and health, the pressure from poor, and the good times and the bad times, here it go. Nothing is tainted. Nothing is tainted in any way, shape, or form. This is exactly the type of stuff You said going to be problems. There were going to be struggles. There were going to be times when you did not feel as loved as you could be. There are going to be times that you did not love as well as you could. You knew that going in. Nothing is tainted. Nothing has changed. You knew it. You knew it was going to happen. It's just the fact that it snuck up on you and you're like, oh, I didn't think I was going to get this particular problem. But you don't get to choose what problem you get. You don't get to choose that. You don't get to choose what the four worst is. You just stood up there and said, yes, in the four worst, we are going to make it. And that's exactly what you're doing. So there's nothing tainted. You are doing exactly what you both vowed to do, which was work it out through the bad times. You said it, you meant it. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You did exactly what you said you were going to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Love who you love. People get all caught up in the, oh, well, this just ruins my story. It does not ruin your story. It's just your story. Go on. Your story has to continue. It is not like the fairy tales in the fact that, oh, at the beginning of the fairy tale, we meet, we fall in love, there is some challenge to us being together, and then somehow we overcome that challenge, and then happily ever after. Okay, that's just the very beginning of the story. The fairy tales and everything that we get wrapped up in are the very beginning, like a couple of days into meeting each other. Okay, that's when that is. They still had an entire lifetime left of happily ever after to be able to get to the end of their story. You didn't change it. You didn't mess anything up by sticking around, by staying through this. You were doing exactly what you said you were going to do. And you have proven, even though he messed up on his part of the vows, you are still proving that you meant every word you said on that day. And you are showing it and proving it on a regular basis. And you should be proud of yourself for that. You should. Just because he slipped up doesn't mean that you had to, because that's what the queen does. The king might mess up. Indeed, they do that sometimes. We don't mess up. We're not throwing our vows away. We make the vows, we keep the vows. All right? You're so welcome. It's not the wise thing. It just happens by experience. What is it? Good judgment comes from experience, but experience comes from bad judgment. That I had some plenty bad judgment before. Yes, I have. But I've learned all this stuff. I figured out the dreams formula. I know that this works. I know that you can heal. You do not have to stay stuck in this place forever and feeling bad and being mean and lashing out and suffering. Just extending everybody's suffering. You don't have to do that just because you've been hurt. I know that the little voice inside your head tells you that you should just continue to suffer and make everybody else suffer too. But is that really who you are? Like, is it really? You are actually a very loving, very kind, very understanding, passionate woman. You're here with me. I know that about you. So you can act like that, but it's not really you. I want you to act like yourself. I want you to be the woman that you actually are, not the woman that the trauma is trying to make you. Does that make sense? I don't want you to just run out here and go ahead and be this awful person that the trauma wants. That is not you. I don't want you to do that. I want you to be experiencing your life through your own choices by knowing what you want and then heading in the path of your choices every minute. Not because your feelings are just hurting and they just decided to lead you off on a path. No, I want you to be conscious, aware, and mindful about everything that you're going to have in your life, because that's how you live life. That's how you do it. You got to be mindful about what you want and stick to the path of getting to what you want. He said, yes. All right. He said, not everyone learns from their experience. Everyone does. Everyone does at a very different pace. Everybody does. Everybody learns from the experiences, but it's just how fast you pick up on it. I am one of those people. I don't like learning the lesson over and over again. I try very hard to get the lesson in the moment when I first am presented with the lesson so that I can absorb it and I don't have to go back and do it again. That's how I try and work it. I have found out that something that I learned through this was the out, the being mean, the letting my emotions be unregulated and be lashing out at him. That created a situation where I wasn't my best. I wasn't being the person that I wanted to be. And then that put more distance between us in the first place. So I'm still not getting what I want. I'm not getting closer. So I just realized I had to stop that. I don't do the things that don't work. I tell you that all the time. If something works, okay, that's great. But if it's not working, don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? I am still at this very moment, still taking brand new one-to-one clients. I think I'm gonna make that last until the end of this month, and then I am working on a group program, so I won't be taking any new one-to-one clients. So if you want to work with me right now, you should probably get in on it because I am creating this one-to-one class. It's cheaper to work with me right now because I am trying out some new things. I am putting myself out there and creating a different way of coaching. So if you want to get in on that, it's probably wise to do so now because after the end of this month, I won't be taking any one-on-ones for a while. Like I said, I need to work on the book and I need to, and the next challenge is going to come up any minute now. So I got some things and I got to do this whole group thing. So I won't be taking anybody new after the end of this month. So if you want to work with me, if you feel like I'm a good coach, you feel like, hey, she understands how to do this. She's telling me something that I have not heard before, and the things that she's saying, they sound like the truth to me. They make me feel pretty good. They make me feel pretty secure, and they sound like the truth. I think I might want to rock with her. If you do, let me know. Message me or send an email to info@lovecoachdasha.com, and I will get back to you. And I want to work with you. I want to work with you. It's 6 o'clock now. So I won't start completely new. If you've got any other questions, let me know real quick now. I will hang tight for a couple of seconds and see if you got any new questions. Hold on, let me look. Nothing over there. Okay. I will. I want to make sure I answer all your questions. I'm not gatekeeping any this information. I do this. I will tell you, you don't have to work with me. You can just go back and look at all my videos. You really could. You could go back on Instagram and watch all my videos. You can go on to Facebook, watch all videos. Hey, Gracia, hey, girl, I see you. But it's a lot easier. It's a lot faster if you just go ahead and link up with me. Let me be your coach. And so then you can reach out to me anytime. You can message me. We'll have regular Zoom calls. I'll just randomly call you and be like, hey, look, I need to call you. Hold on. I will call you and sit with you for a couple of minutes and talk you through stuff. You'll get emails every day from me about your affirmations, your journal prompts, you get all that stuff. I got good stuff, got good program going over here. And I'm working on making that group program. So it's a little cheaper to work with me right now. It's $333 for 2 months, 60 days. So I'm saying, might want to do it. I'm just saying. I like a good deal, and that's a good deal. Because usually it's $1333 to work with me for 2 months. Okay. So I brought it down just because I'm doing some new stuff and I want to try out some new stuff with you. But it's all stuff that will work. It's all stuff that people are hearing and it's like, yes, that makes sense to me. That resonates with me. That makes it a little easier to figure out what it is I need to do. So I want to be helping you. Try to help 1,000 women this year. So if you are interested in my coaching services, let me know. All right. All right. No other questions? All right. Doesn't look like it. Looks like that's about it. All right. So that's about all for today. All right. Let me do you an affirmation. Gotta get your affirmation. Plug in my computer. Quarter fill out. Let's get an affirmation for you today. Remember, anything you keep telling yourself is an affirmation, even if it's a god awful thing to tell yourself. So be focused on that. Do not keep telling yourself mean things all the time. Do not keep saying, oh, he never loved me. Oh, I've never been loved before. Nobody has ever treated me right. Nobody ever will. That's what you're going for. Your brain will be like, oh, that's what we want. All right, I guess that's okay. And it will keep looking for that in your life. So you've got to be telling yourself good things, positive things, happy things about yourself, giving yourself credit, patting yourself on the back, letting yourself know that you are your biggest fan. Okay. So, this is the affirmation for today. Today, I live in the present. Today, I will start with a smile. I am in control of my attitude. Girl, do you know how many times I say this during the week? You got to be doing that. Today, I will be in the present. I live there. Today, I will start with a smile. I'm in control of my attitude. Today, I live in the present. Today, I will start with a smile. I am in control of my attitude. If you determine that you're in control of your attitude, guess what? Nobody else can be. And so then your attitude can change. It's a beautiful thing, right? Isn't it nice to know that you can do that? I think it's nice to know that we're in control of ourselves. All righty. So that's about it. You're so welcome, Mandy. Glad to talk to you. Glad to talk to everybody today. Thank you all so much for coming to the Healing Hour Live. Make sure you sign up for the Tricky Triggers Challenge. It is in the group. It is posted in the pin section. It is in the comments. It is in my link tree. Go ahead and sign up for it. You want to get in on this challenge. I give away good prizes. I got Amazon gift cards. I got journals. You seen all my journals? I got journals. You can get all sorts of fun stuff from me. So definitely sign up for that. All right? All right, that is about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I will be back again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday for the Healing Hour Live. In the meantime, do not do what the fear tells you to do. All right? And while you're doing that, know that I love you and I'm very proud of you. Okay? All right, y'all. That's about it. I'll talk to you later. Bye over here on Instagram. Have a great night, Selena. All right. And bye to you over here on Facebook. I will talk to you again next week.